It's Section Championship Week in high school girls basketball. Tonight on Channel 12, the Section 5 4A title game between the number 3 seed, the Champlin Park Rebels, and the number 1 seed, the Park Center Pirates. Hello and welcome to Anoka High School. John Jacobson along with Ryan Iverson. And Ryan, second meeting of the season between these two teams. Champlin Park winning during the regular season 44-42. A lot more on the line tonight. The winner goes on to the state tournament next week in Minneapolis.
Well, this is the atmosphere you dream of, right? As a kid, you're in the section finals, great crowd, bands are here warming up, and obviously they have familiarity with each other, and I think that's the key. You know, Champlin Park won that first game. They believe they can play with Park Center, and Park Center obviously a two-time defending state champion at a different level, so they're coming into this game with a great pedigree, a lot of experience, and a lot of success at winning these type of games.
Park Center had a close win that we saw last Saturday against Osseo. A late 3 wins that one. Champlin Park also a close win. They defeated Roseville on the road. So each of these teams had a little test in the semifinal, getting them ready for tonight.
Well, and I think that's great. I think, you know, we talk about it throughout the year, the better, you know, close game experience as a team, and each year is different, but if you learn how to win those kind of games, that's when you bottle it up. And in a game like this, when everything's on the line, when it's win and you go to the state tournament, or it's lose, and for the seniors, they're never going to play again. So having that in-game experience, close game is huge.
We're going to talk about the post players. I think that's going to be a key matchup tonight, how these big players play against each other, starting with Champlin Park and senior Hannah Krimble.
I feel like we've been covering her for 8 years, doesn't it? I think she started as a 9th grader. Tremendous skill. She just signed with Vermont, so she's a Division I player. Great athleticism. I think, you know, how she defends Michaela Hayes, and then on the flip side, how Michaela Hayes defends her. Either one of those two get in foul trouble. Their teams are completely different, but it's a matchup I'm really excited to watch.
And Michaela Hayes, our key player for Park Center, like Hannah Krimble, started since 9th grade and now just a junior, 3rd year of varsity play.
And she already committed to Florida, which is big-time college basketball. The thing I love about Michaela Hayes is she can dominate a game without scoring. You know, she averages about 12 points, but she averages over 10 rebounds. She blocks shots, and even if she doesn't block it, John, she alters everyone else's shots when they get into the paint. They do a great job playing inside out, and the difference really with Park Center is they have the guard play, and they have tremendous three-point shooting, and they do it inside out, so they have a tremendous balance, but it all starts and ends with Michaela Hayes.
Champlin Park's done a nice job recovering from the season-ending injury to Allison Garrett, who was really having a great year, but she went out in early January, recovered since then. Hannah Krimble had to pick up more of the scoring. Erica Hicks has been a great second option for them, and she and Krimble are averaging close to about the same number of points per game. It's looking for that, perhaps that third person to step up and come up with a big game tonight that may make a difference for Champlin Park if they're going to win.
Yeah, and I think Garrett's, I mean, her athleticism and her ability, her versatility. She's a guard, but she had good height, and she was just tough. She was a gamer, and to lose her is obviously a big loss. But the one thing you look at is Champlin Park beat Park Center without Garrett's in that lineup. So they know that they have enough right now to win this game, and that's the mentality as a coach, as a player. You say, guys, we've done this before. We know we can do it. Let's go out there. We just got to execute. Attention to detail. It's such a word and a term that coaches and broadcasters throw around, but it's so true. What is the scouting report? What's the game plan? Without one of our best players in Garrett's, we got to be extremely, extremely cautious of our game plan and pay great attention to detail.
Park Center looking to get back to the state tournament for a 3rd consecutive year, the first time in 4A, and Champlin Park looking for its first state tournament appearance in girls basketball since 2007. Take a break and come back and tip this one off. Champlin Park and Park Center for the Section 5 4A title next on 12 Sports.
The world is online, and we're all connected. While there's a lot to explore and discover, we each need to do our part to keep the internet safe. Cybersecurity starts with you. Learn how you can stay safe online at dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect.
Brooklyn Park High School's Champlin Park and Park Center
Meeting tonight in the Section 5 4A Girls Basketball Championship game here at Anoka High School. Park Center coming in, number 1 seed, 21-7 on the season. They finished 16-3 in the Northwest Suburban Conference. Champlin Park, the 3 seed, 19-9 overall and 13-6 in the Northwest Suburban. Let's look at the starting lineups for tonight's game, starting with the Rebels will be the visitors today. Bree Foss, 5'10 senior. Gabby Maki, a 6-foot sophomore. Hannah Krimble, 6'4 senior. Erica Hicks, 5'7" and sophomore, is actually their leading scorer this season. And Megan Whitty, a 5'7" senior. And for the Park Center Pirates, Michaela Hayes, 6'1 junior. Osseo Bombadeli, 5'6 junior. Summer Blakemore, 5'5 sophomore. And Danielle Shaw, 5'4 junior, and Ann Simonette, who had 22 points against Osseo, 5'5 junior, round out their starting 5.
Well, I think she hit 6 threes in that game. And I mean, 7 threes was it? Yeah. You know, and she shoots over 52% from 3 on the year. And I didn't realize this. Summer Blakemore, the sophomore, she's a 60% three-point shooter on the year.
Chris Vanderheide, third-year head coach at Park Center.
No sweater vest tonight. Is patented
breaking tradition.
Yeah. If things don't go well for the Pirates, I think that's what we fall back to.
He instead borrowed his Navy one to Josh Steck, who is sporting it tonight. First-year head coach at Champlin Park. He admitted to us to being a little nervous before the game. He said, you know, once I get in and talk to the girls and the game gets going, it'll be fine. But certainly nerves when you're bringing your team here, and you just hope that doesn't show when you talk to the team.
You know, as a player and as a coach, it's finding that kind of that medium, right? Where you see some teams, they're not jacked up enough, and they come out flat, or they're nervous. And then you got the flip side where you can be too hyped up and you end up taking bad shots. You try to do too much. So I always say the first team that can get into the rhythm of just playing basketball is usually the team that gets off to a good start and ends up winning the game.
Go ahead.
I was
going to say, we saw that in the boys' quarterfinals. First game of the day yesterday. Osseo got right into it, shot well early. Eden Prairie was cold. It was 10-0 before you knew it, and that was the end of the game in a lot of ways, because they ended up not giving up a double-digit lead all morning.
Well, and that's a great point. And I know Eden Prairie's game plan was to get an early lead and really just take 2-3 minutes off the clock, you know, not play to Osseo's pace. And sometimes your strategy completely changed by how you get out, what kind of start you get off to.
Well, Park Center used to being in this gym, not only just playing Anoka during conference season, but they have played in this gym in section finals 5 years in a row. Lost a couple of times to De La Salle, beat the Islanders the last couple of years to get to state when they're in 3A and now in 4A. Champlin Park here 2 years ago in the section final. Hannah Krimble, the only player who played in that game. Megan Whitty was also on the squad. They lost to Centennial in the 5-4A title game 2 years ago. But just one game here tonight, no doubleheader. And the state tournament will start Tuesday at Target Center. Hopkins from our area already in. They defeated Wayzata on Tuesday night. And Wayzata a game for a while, but boy, Hopkins put on those runs that they get on, and that was it.
What was funny about it, Jay and I said on air, is you just get a feeling Hopkins is on a verge of going on one of those 18-0 runs. It was a 5-point game early in the second half. You looked up and it was a 30-point game, just like that. I mean, Hopkins, they can turn it on with, you know, I don't know if they're, here's what it comes down to, John, is their best, I think, is better than any other team's best. They, you know, Albertville beat them. You know, they could get beat, but if they play their best, I think they control their own destiny.
Champlin Park in their road whites, the Pirates in their home green and gold. Hayes and Krimble to tip this one off as we get started tonight at Anoka.
That's the battle right there. That really, I think this game might come down to is who, A, doesn't get in foul trouble, and B, who can be more successful in scoring on the other person.
And the opening tap won by the Pirates. And Simonette off to Osseo Bombadeli. Off to the corner, Summer Blakemore. Bombadeli swing it around left side, comes back to the middle, bounce pass for Hayes, pass a little low for it. Able to control it. Looking for someone to give it to, and does give it back to Bombadeli. Simonette curls around to Blakemore. Good defense early on for Champlin Park on this first possession, and likewise Park Center being patient. Schaub double teamed in the corner and stepped on the sideline, and the Rebels defense forces a turnover.
Well, that's the thing about Champlin Park. They have a size and a height advantage over Park Center. And I think Park Center has a quickness advantage on the perimeter, but you're just going to see really good fundamental team defense. And when they can trap and get that height up, it really makes them hard to score against.
Megan Whitty off to Bree Foss. Erica Hicks, the Foss in the corner. And back out top it comes to Whitty. First possession of the game for the Rebels. Hicks pops back out right wing. Dangerous score, pulls up the baseline. Off for Whitty, he's got a clear path to the basket. Had a tap, comes back out to Hicks, who hits the three.
Well, fortunate, that looked like, if anything, a jump ball or a travel. And Champlin stays with it, and Hicks, I mean, has she picked up her scoring or what since Garrett left the season with an injury? Nice swing pass, and that's such a big shot, not only for her as an individual, but just as a team to kind of jumpstart your beginning on offense. Just a big possession.
Backcourt foul on Gabby Maki, her first. Schaub hands off, Io Bombadilli. Back for Schaub into the lane and back out. What's Park Center want to do early here, Ryan?
Well, they're going 4 round 1, and they got to get the ball inside.
Io Bombadilli hard off the glass. Simonette left open, missed on the follow-up. Oh, you get a foul whistled on Hayes.
Is it on Hayes, or are they going to put it? Yeah, they give it to Hayes. And those are the kind of fouls she cannot get. You see the ball bounce perfectly to Ann Simonette. She just missed a bunny right there. Oh, you can see a little elbow late. But I think that's what Park Center needs. Work inside out. Let Michaela Hayes get a couple of early baskets. Defense collapses, and then they're able to hit from the perimeter.
Erica Hicks with a three from the right side. Now on the left, knocked away by Schaub. Got it back. Off for Trimble. And reset back out top. Maki dribbles, ran into Io Bombadilli. We're going to get a foul on Io Bombadilli, or it's going to be a moving screen instead on Whitty, but I think it is going to be on Io Bombadilli, yes.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Io Bombadilli and pushing into that. You can see Park Center not happy with that call. It almost looked like her own player ran into her, but they're going to say there was a push that caused it.
Hicks right wing, drives, kicks out, Whitty left side. Foss back out, Whitty goes baseline, a little runner. Hayes got a piece of that, got it back though, and then a foul on Schaub.
Well, even though Whitty was able to get that rebound, she's got to take that three-point shot, John. She's open there. Instead, you drive into Michaela Hayes. Her length is such a problem, but a great job by Whitty staying with it and able to draw a foul out of it.
Bree Foss. Inside they go to Trimble for the first time. Simonette comes over, helps on the double T. Trimble fighting through it, but then lost the ball. The defense by the Pirates, they forced a turnover. Simonette will drive to the basket. Trimble helped interfere with that shot. She didn't flat out block it, at least altered it a little bit. Foss, baseline, cut off by Schaub, back out. Trimble trying to take her player off the dribble, traveled.
You know, I want to go back to that defensive end there for Champlin Park. Did you see Maki's block out of Michaela Hayes? Michaela Hayes, we've seen time and time again, she punishes teams on the offensive glass, and it's so critical keeping her off of the offensive rebounding and not letting the Pirates get second chance points.
Still at 3-0. Simonette off for Hayes, off her hands. Turnover for Park Center. Maki will bring it up in the front court for the Rebels. Stops and hands it back for Hicks. Hicks will explode to the basket, stripped away though. And a steal for Park Center. Hayes to Simonette, front court. Io Bombadilli, Blakemore drives from the corner, off the glass, up and in, and Park Center on the board.
Yeah, you can see her explosiveness. She's got great athleticism. 1-2 quick dribbles, gets all the way with the floater off the backboard. Nice bucket.
Drive into the lane, kick out to Hicks. Now it's Maki. And take Bombadeli one-on-one, and Bombadeli gets the steal. Very good, quick hands, good defender, gets the steal there for the Pirates.
Oh, she's such a great athlete. She was kind of baiting her to go that way and then just jump to it, able to gamble and get the steal.
Blakemore into Hayes on the block, turns off the glass, up and in.
And that's a tough move. That move may be unguardable in high school basketball. You see the poise, the patience, the tempo of which Michaela Hayes played with that time. Kind of faked to the inside, came back over her left shoulder. Beautiful touch off the backboard.
4-3, Park Center with its first lead. Grimmel's going to get a 5-second call quickly here. Is able to get the ball away in time. Foss and back out to Whitty. Inside it goes. Maki, and it's swiped away from behind by Bombadeli. It was her second steal. Shaw front court. Baseline drive, Simonette. Tough shot for her. Can't get it to go. Got it back. Shovels it off to Blakemore. Park Center keeps possession. Now Bombadeli out top will reset the Pirates offensively. Now she'll go to the basket. Tough shot. Short. Rebounded by Hayes. Trying to throw it up off the glass and gets fouled.
And that's where dribble penetration, John. Hannah Krimble has to come over and try to block that. Watch this. And it allows Michaela Hayes on the weak side to just slide right in there. And I love that she caught it. It wasn't a great angle or a great shot, but she went right up knowing she was probably going to get fouled.
Hayes' first free throw is off. That foul is on Maki. That's her second. Until she'll come out along with Foss. In for Champlin Park comes Lydia Brecht, 5'11 sophomore, and Taylor Fields, a 5'10 senior. And for Park Center, Charles Nickens, 5'6 sophomore, number 12, into the lineup, along with Megan Dubois, 5'6 sophomore, number 21. Hayes misses on both free throws, and Fields rebounds. So we stay at 4-3. We've played just over 5 minutes. Foul away from the ball is going to be on Champlin Park. Going to be whistled against Fields.
Yeah, I didn't see what she did. If she was screening away, a moving screen, or what. Either way, Champlin Park hit that first three on the opening possession. They've gone empty since then.
Team fouls even in 3 each. Danielle Schaub into the paint, kicks it out. Out top, Dubois to the corner. Simonette, that's where she had a lot of threes the other day.
Well,
that corner three.
And that's where Lydia Brecht, just into the game, has to have that awareness. You need to make Ann Simonette put it on the floor. She was too good of a three-point shooter, especially from those wings and then baseline.
Pirates leading by 4. Hicks into Krimble. Off the glass, up and in, and she's fouled.
Well, finally, they look for her down low. She got great position. And what I love here, watch Hannah Krimble. As she catches this, she turns right through. See that left elbow where she kind of uses that to get good position? And I think they got, did they get
Dubois,
reaching down. And then that's where, as a guard, you got Michaela Hayes defending him. You don't need to come down and give any help. But Hannah Krimble, Champlin needs her to be aggressive like that. And the biggest thing about Hannah Krimble is she can get to the free throw line. She's an excellent free throw shooter. She's got great touch, and that's a big three-point play.
Rebels back to within 1. Wide open, Simonette 3, and made it, but before the shot, called for traveling.
Well, it doesn't matter what side of the court. If it's in that corner, you can mark it as good, and she nailed that one. But I think they're going to say she just shuffled her feet a little bit. Nice driving kick there by Dubois. Yeah, you see that little jump right there. You'd be amazed if you watch slow-mo shots, how many kids and how many players do that, but it's very rarely called. Next time you got to have your foot set.
Whitty drives, in some trouble in the lane. Able to shuffle it off the field. She's in trouble. 3-second call against Champlin Park.
I'm going to tell you this, John. Megan Whitty is quick enough and good enough to get to the basket, but she's got to look to score. She's getting the ball. She's able to drive, and she's not even looking to score, and it's allowing Park Center to just kind of play center field on her and get turnovers out of it.
Simonette able to chase that down, almost went out of bounds. Gives off to Shaw. Up and in.
That's a big time move by Danielle Schaub, and she's the second leading scorer on this team. Excuse me, third leading scorer at just under 11 points. Not very tall, but she's got a great basketball IQ. Gets into the lane there, but doesn't have to get all the way to the basket.
Another moving screen. This one's going to be against Krimble. Look at that last basket by Shaw.
I mean, that's a tough shot when you're giving up 5 or 6 inches, kind of get there, and it's a little bit of a floater, and you're fading away over Hannah Krimble. That's a big-time move.
Blakemore back in along with Hayes for Park Center. Niall Bombadelli also in. Simonette will get a rest. Pirates front court, Niall Bombadelli off to Blakemore. Niall Bombadelli takes it strong to the basket, missed the shot, Krimble rebounds.
Man, does she have a gear on her, doesn't she,
Yep.
JJ? She turns and gets to the basket. There's no one stopping her.
Hicks missed on the three-point try, ball on the floor. We'll get a foul on Champlin Park. This may be on Amanda Pollard. It is, it's her first. 5 team fouls now on the Rebels. Blakemore will bring it up. Foss back in for Champlin Park, out of bounds, turnover Park Center.
Oh, it's the right idea. You dribble, I mean, that's kind of a set action that they're running. You dribble to the person, they go back door. That time, I think it would have been there. And I don't know if it's the Niall Bombadelli just stopped cutting right there or what, but leads to a turnover.
Hicks had that early three. They only have 2 baskets, a Hicks 3 and a Krimble traditional 3-point play, and now traveling whistle on Pollard.
What I'd like to see Champlin do is Hannah Krimble's getting good position down on the block. Give her the ball. You're going 4 outside around 1. She's got plenty of space. Michaela Hayes already has 1 foul. Force Michaela Hayes to defend you and you either get a bucket or maybe you draw a second foul.
Blakemore, corner 3. That's long and rebounded by Foss. Now gets it to Krimble. Krimble backs out and gives it to Pollard. Now, Krimble's only had, what, a couple of touches on the ball on the offensive end here, right?
Like right there, that's where she's got to get the ball.
Now they go to her. Up off the glass and in.
And that's a tough move, too. She's a right-handed girl. There's a timeout, Champlin Park. Watch her footwork here, John. See that one dribble to the right? She comes back over her left. And keep in mind, you maybe have the best shot blocker in the state of Minnesota. That's a left-hand jump hook off the glass from a tough angle.
Look at the Section 5 4A bracket. Park Center earned the number 1 seed. No trouble with Spring Lake Park in the quarterfinals. Osseo, Champlin Park, and Roseville. All relatively easy wins. And then the 2 tight semifinals. Park Center winning by 4 against Osseo. And then Champlin Park a 3-point win at Roseville. And the Park Center in that game the other day, an 8-point lead in the ball with under 4 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Almost lost the game. Osseo came back, took the lead with just over 1:15 to go. With Kiara Russell had a couple free throws, but the Orioles couldn't close it out.
And you got to think if you're Osseo, they kind of waited to the last minute or two before they started picking up the pressure, really, and ratcheting up that full court. And it was effective. You wonder if they had it over, if they would have done that more often.
Hayes over Krimble scores.
Well, you're putting on a clinic here of post players. Great footwork by both of these girls.
Pollard of the basket is fouled, and we'll see who they whistle this on.
Well, up and under. Great defense. You couldn't have defended it any better. That's just great offense right there. And again, a tough angle using the backboard. Tim Duncan is smiling somewhere watching this on 12 TV.
I'm sure he is. Amanda Pollard hitting the first free throw. That foul on Michaela Hayes. That's her second.
Well, and that's huge. That's huge. Not only do you lose Michaela Hayes, well, they're going to keep her in here, it looks like, with 2 fouls.
Pollard makes both.
And this is where if you're Champlin, you have to have this awareness, go right back to Hannah Krimble and try to get that third foul, or if anything, maybe she won't play quite as aggressive defense. You'll be able to get an easy bucket down low.
Blakemore to Io Bombadelli, almost lost it on the dribble. Hands off for Schaub. Backs out. Three-point try not good. Krimble fighting.
Oh, there it is.
And there's
Wow.
the third foul on Hayes. You can see him battling for the ball. And Hayes picks up a crucial foul here with 8:31 to go in the half.
Oh.
Hey,
John, I don't
going
like,
for the.
yeah,
I don't like that call
no.
necessarily.
There was a great box out by Krimble. But I mean, if you watch the replay, I mean, there might be a little hold in there. That's where, Michaela Hayes, and we saw yesterday with Reed Nickel in the game, you got to know your value to your team as a post player, a dominant post player, and stay in the game.
Pollard three is good.
And what made that play is that was a down screen. Hannah Krimble came off and such attention to her down low, and it allowed Pollard to come off wide open for a three and knocks it down. What about the answer here by Champlin Clark?
Come back after being down early. Simonette and Pollard almost interfered with that to get a steal. Here comes Blakemore driving, throws it to the corner. Nickens from there, up and in. Charo Nickens with the basket.
I don't know what it is about these corners, but Park Center does not miss corner threes. At least not the last couple games we've done. They've just been lights out.
Pirates back in the lead by one. Corner Whitty in, and Io Bombadelli steps in front of Krimble and gets the steal. Simonette now to Shaw, quickly to Pirates to the front court, through the hands of Nickens, able to recover. Back out Simonette, three, not good. Io Bombadelli underneath does score.
Well, Io Bombadelli on one end gets shot out of a cannon from across the court, intercepts the post pass, and you see her fly up high in the sky there to get that offensive rebound.
Drive, contact in the lane, field shot, wouldn't go. Simonette ahead to Schaub, has Blakemore up and off. And the loose ball picked up by Simonette. Couldn't quite finish. Io Bombadelli for three. Way short and out of bounds.
Now she earned that shot after her couple other possessions. There's a kick to the corner and a big knockdown by Nickens. And then Ann Simonette, a rare miss for her, but there's Io Bombadelli cleaning up the mess. Big time bucket.
Under 7 minutes to go, first half. Back and forth, Pirates have led most of the way. They're up by three right now. Foss looking for the ties. Too strong, rebounded by Schaub. Simonette will drive. Off inside, and Krimble gets the block on Nickens. Comes right to Io Bombadelli. Kicks it back out to Blakemore. Blakemore trying to drive on Hicks. Nice little pass. Krimble, another block. Blocks Nickens again.
She's saying Michaela Hayes isn't the only shot blocker in this gym. Two big blocks. There's the second one out of bounds. Patrolling that paint. And Champlin on the other end has to take advantage of Michaela Hayes out of the game and force the ball down to Hannah Krimble.
Off the inbound, Simonette short. Well, after the shot, made a foul on Pollard. I don't think it's going to be a shooting foul.
It's so weird. We saw a couple of those in the Osseo Park Center game we did. You normally don't see that being called after the shot. It's usually part of the shooting process. And there's another one.
Second foul on Pollard. Under 6 to go. Shaw picks up her dribble. Give it to Io Bombadelli, now to Blakemore. Io Bombadelli now will attack on Foss. Glass, not good. Tipped it by Hicks to Krimble.
Well, that shows you the value of a shot blocker. Hannah Krimble came over and at the last second, I think, just altered that shot just a hair.
Foss back out high to Hicks. Hicks has been neutralized pretty well. Had that early three, but hasn't really had any other looks at the basket since then. Foss to Whitty. Back for Foss. Deep three for her, short. Krimble underneath, though, up and in.
Well, she's basically saying, guys, if you're not going to get me the ball, I'll go score myself. And she just went up, got that. And I mean, that's not an easy bucket. You reach all the way down like that and to go right back up. She's had a great first half.
Blakemore, that time able to beat Trimble, who's coming across, and lays it in. Ahead to Hicks. Drive, baseline, tough shot from there, not good. Rebounded by Blakemore.
She missed that, but she's got a quick first step, doesn't she? She's deceptively quick, able to get right by whoever's guarding her.
Shaw pulls up just in time to lay it up and over the big Hannah Trimble, 6'4" in center. Shaw with a couple of baskets in the paint. Traffic around midcourt. We get a jump ball, held ball, possession arrow, Champlin Park.
Yeah, and here's Blakemore getting all the way to the rim. You can see Trimble just half a second too late. And there's Schaub going right down the lane, her second bucket from about the same spot. What was weird about that last play is Whitty, the ball was deflected, and I don't think she knew that Park Center was coming after it. She kind of lackadaisically went after it and resulted in a jump ball, but going to retain possession for Champlin Park.
Steal by Dubois. Megan Dubois to the basket and is fouled and will shoot two. Bouchard do a great job defending last week against Kiara Russell. This time steps in front of Lydia Breck and gets the steal.
Well, just playing the passing lanes, right? Forcing, daring Champlin Park to get it, to throw that. You know, and that Champlin Park's usually so, they take care of the basketball very well. They're usually very efficient offensively. And a couple of turnovers there in the last possessions, and the lead grown to 5 here for the Pirates.
Dubois up and in. That foul is on Amanda Pollard. That's her third. Taylor Fields is going to check back in for her. Pirates in their biggest lead of the game now, 7 points, as Dubois makes both free throws.
Yeah, really, this run without, since Michaela Hayes went on the bench, and there's another really an unforced turnover for Champlin Park.
Inbound to Blakemore. We're inside of 4 minutes to play here in the first half. Shaw, baseline drive, Blakemore all the way through to Simonette. One not good, through the hands of Dubois and into the hands of Hicks for Champlin Park. Hicks ahead, a little hesitation, drive, scored, and one.
That's a big time move. Watch her little hesitation right there, freezes the defender, and that's Dubois, who was an excellent defender. I'll tell you, I'm really impressed with Erica Hicks. That little burst of speed, and she's, I love the hesitation move. All you players out there watching, you freeze that defender and then you explode. She goes into another gear, gets all the way to the basket. And that's a three-point play. There's no better way to stally a run than getting a three-point play.
22-18, the foul on Dubois, her second. Now Dubois will take it inside, back out. On the pass to Schaub. Schaub trying to get by Whitty, kicks it back out. Dubois, three-pointer is good.
Well, Park Center, John, they're just taking advantage of their quickness. They're getting penetration to the heart of that defense. And Champlin's doing a nice job of helping, and they're kicking it out, and they're knocking threes down.
Trimble, corner, back out Hicks.
Give it to her.
Ball tipped by Dubois into the hands of Blakemore. Steal for Park Center. Schaub comes to the baseline with Whitty right in her face. Back across, trying to get it to Dubois. Hesitation, diving for the ball.
What?
We'll get a foul, I think, on Fields.
That's a terrible call. That is a terrible call. Second of all, Taylor Fields has got to know that ball is going to be an over and back, a backcourt violation. You got to let that ball go. Yeah, that's terrible.
Niall Bombadelli in, Blakemore out. Park Center into the bonus, and Dubois will shoot a 1-and-1. and earns the bonus. Second one also good.
I'll tell you, Park Center making Champlin pay for those fouls. Shooting the ball very well at the free throw line.
Shaw whistled for a foul. That's her second. Champlin Park's in the bonus. And then Whitty will go to the line for a 1-and-1.
Well, Whitty, a good defender, a good ball handler, only averaging 3 points a game, so she, scoring isn't something she's used to doing, but she's got to knock free throws down here tonight.
Missed it and rebounded by Nickens. Oh, margin stays at 9 for Park Center. Niall Bombadilli off for Shaw. 2.5 minutes to go, first half.
I'll tell you, Park Center does a great job. There's that second time we've seen that back door appear to be there and then get turned over, but you see the spacing that they have offensively, and they, even especially with Michaela Hayes out of the game, they really kind of going with 5 guards. Great spacing. They force you to defend a man-to-man, and they'll find that matchup that they want to exploit. They're usually able to with their quickness.
Trimble off for Whitty. By Simonette right in their grill. Jump ball. Held ball. Go over to Park Center.
Right now, I'd say Park Center just playing a little tougher than Champlin Park, right? You got someone up in your grill. You got to get them off of them. Whether that's driving, if you got to swing the elbow once to get some space, whatever you have to do. You can't allow a defender to get into your space and deter you from what it is you're trying to do.
Dubois to the corner. Niall Bombadilli 3. Not good. Tipped out of bounds. Whoa. I thought it was off of Dubois. They're going to call it off of Hicks. Niall Bombadilli will inbound. Ain't able to get it into Dubois. Blakemore driving. Open and Dickens. Couldn't finish. Missed the bunny inside, and Trimble rebounds.
And I think you blame that on Trimble, right? Trying to rush that shot before she gets over. Beautiful pass, though, by Blakemore.
Pass across to Fields. It gets tied up by Nickens, or they call traveling. Turnover, Champlin Park. Dubois will bring it up. Against some pressure from Hicks and into the front court with 1:15 to go. Hands it off to Blakemore. Blakemore will drive up, missed it. Trimble rebounds.
Get back, Summer!
Gives it off to Hicks, and she'll bring it into the front court. Hicks into traffic. Blocked by Niall Bombadilli, it looked like, and then a backcourt foul on Fields. And that's 3 on Taylor Fields.
Yeah, and you got to adjust how you play with how the game's being called, right? And a nice block by Niall Bombadilli right there, and that's where you got to let it go. It's tempting, Taylor Fields to try to get their hands on it, but the way the game's being called, you can't afford to put a really good shooter on the free throw line.
Simonette, first time at the line tonight. Stand corrected, Ryan. You were correct. She had 6 threes against Osseo.
I thought that. Yeah. I just wanted you to say that publicly on the broadcast.
Wrong, and you were correct.
I love it.
I had 1 2-pointer and 2 free throws for 22 points. Makes both free throws here. Now an 11-point game in the final minute of the first half. Ryan's going to hear from both of our head coaches at halftime. Hicks will go baseline, floater up, not good. Ball came off the glass, a little odd, and a tie-up. Niall Bombadilli and Brecht. Possession arrow, it's Champlin Park's way, and so they'll keep the ball here. Bree Foss back in for them. And Fields out now with those 3 fouls. Rebels would like to get at least 1 basket, if not 2 if they can. They can get a couple possessions, but they may get just 1 here. And get this lead under 10. Hicks driving and gets fouled. The 19th foul, so a 1-and-1. Fouls on Blakemore, her first. Hicks made her only free throw attempt that she's had so far tonight. Knocks that one down. And second one also good. So 8 points for Hicks. 9-point game, under 30 seconds to play. Front court is Dubois. Off for Io Bombadelli. Now Blakemore with 20 seconds left in the half. Simonette. 10 seconds now. Under 5 seconds, they're going to have to hurry. Io Bombadelli, boy, they did not play that last possession well. And we go to halftime, 29-20. Park Center, though, leading most of the way. And they carry a 9-point lead into halftime. 1 half to go before we get a winner to go on to the state 4A tournament next week. Let's go down to the sideline. Ryan Iverson standing by with Chris Vanderhyde.
Hi, Coach. Up 9 at half. What'd you think of the first half?
I think we're defending really well, despite Michaela being in foul trouble. Offensively, we're a little rushed, a little panicky sometimes, but we're playing pretty well overall.
It almost seemed like when Michaela went out with that third foul, you guys really spread the floor and said, hey, you might have a little size advantage. We have the quickness advantage. You won those one-on-one matchups. Nice job driving and kicking and knocking down shots.
Yeah, we were able to make shots, and that's exactly what we were trying to do. So we know we can beat them off the floor at the dribble.
Do you change anything different in the second half?
Well, you know they're gonna try to get Crimble going, so we got to make sure that we stay consistent with our game plan to keep her out of the paint. But other than that, no.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. All right, back to you, John.
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, Coach Vanderhyde. We'll take a break, come back. First half highlights and more. Watching the Section 5 4A Championship, Park Center in Champlin Park. Pirates up by 9. We're back with more from Anoka High School after this.
Did you buy something from some gaming site?
What do you mean?
Yeah, look, there's a bunch of different charges on here.
Do you think someone stole our credit card information?
I don't know. That site sounds familiar, though.
Yeah, isn't that the site that Billy's on all the time?
You don't think.
Billy! Stop and think before you connect. Playing online is serious business. Visit dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect for tips on how to be safe online.
29-20, Park Center up on Champlin Park. Halftime of our Section 5 4A Championship game. Let's look at some highlights from the first 18 minutes of play. Summer Blakemore driving for an early 2 for Park Center after Erica Hicks had started the game with a 3 for Champlin Park. Danielle Schaub, good floor game for her. A couple of baskets as well for the Pirates junior. Amanda Pollard hitting a 3. She had 5 first half points for the Rebels off the bench, but also picked up 3 fouls and had to go to the bench late. Hannah Crimble with one of her 3 baskets in the first half.
That's what you want to see more of if you're on Champlin Park. Getting that ball, there's a big block. I thought she was very active. She's just got to demand the basketball down low.
Michaela Hayes, nice move and in for a basket before she went into foul trouble, although it didn't seem to hurt Park Center. She sat the last 8.5 minutes of the first half. Park Center's defense has been good. And here on the drive, there's Erica Hicks driving the basket and getting the and one. Leading scorers, Hicks with 8, Crimble 7, Pollard 5 for Champlin Park, Dubois 7, and 7 at 5. 4 players with 4 each.
Remember, Park Center Osseo is 20-20 at halftime. So we saw some offensive explosion and adjustments at halftime. I think it comes down to right now, John, Park Center's getting better guard play, getting to the basket, driving and kicking, and taking care of the basketball.
We'll take a break. We'll come back with more from Anoka High School. Park Center, Champlin Park, Section 5 Championship continues on 12 Sports after this.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
29-20, Park Center up on Champlin Park. Back we go to the floor. Ryan Iverson is standing by now with Champlin Park head coach Josh Steck.
All right, thanks, John. Coach, down 9. What'd you tell the girls at halftime?
We got to stop turning the basketball over. We had 13 turnovers, and I think part of it is we're just kind of getting caught up in the moment. But we turned the basketball over 13 times. That's way too many against a team like Park Center.
Last question, any way to get Hannah more touches down low?
Yeah, we got to see Hannah a little bit quicker. There's been times we're looking at her, but we're just holding on to it a little bit too long. But the other thing is Hannah has to get on the block. There were times where she's just floating around, and it's like, you got to get on the block, Hannah. So we'll hopefully get her the ball more in the second half.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Back to you, John.
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks for both coaches for taking a moment with us. We get ready for second half of play here tonight. Winner will go into the state tournament. The coaches will seed for the Class 4A tournament on Saturday. I don't know if either of these teams will be, the winner of this game will be seeded for the tournament or not. You figure if the winners hold, that the sections hold, Hopkins already in the tournament, St. Michael Albertville, if they able to win tonight, will get a high seed along with Eastview. If you look at the stats, Champlin Park shooting better, but part of that is a function of them turning the ball over so much and not getting so many offensive shots, and Park Center just getting a lot of looks and firing in some threes, also taking advantage from the free throw line, hitting 6 out of 8, although Champlin Park was 6 of 7 from the line.
Here's the other problem, John. When you're down to a team like Park Center in this kind of a game, they've been here, they've done that, right? They've won state championship. They know how to close a game out. They're not going to break down and make mistakes. So if you're Champlin right now, these first couple minutes, getting back to a 1 or 2 possession game, keeping that pressure. Whoa.
Io Bombadilli double dribbled. They almost got away with it for a second.
Let's see, some of the travels they called in the first half, and that one they almost didn't call.
Whitty will bring it up for Champlin Park. Let's see if the Rebels can chip away at this lead early in the second half. They go into Krimmel, draws a triple team though, and the ball stripped away. Io Bombadilli will take it strong against Maki, missed the shot, and Hicks rebounds. Rebels have numbers. Hicks will pull up in the lane over Blakemore, short on the shot, and rebounded by Simonette.
And that's where they got to get a basket out of that. Being a 3-on-2, 4-on-3 fast break, you got to get a good look, got to make a bucket there.
Schaub for Blakemore into the lane. She traveled.
And again, Blakemore's got to just pull up. We saw Danielle Schaub hit 2 or 3 of those from that range. You get a great drive to the basket. It's okay to just settle for that 5-6 footer. And Blakemore is such a good decision maker the majority of the time. She's got to knock that down.
And dribbled out of bounds, and Whitty loses it. So turned right back over to Park Center. And Shaw will bring it up for Park Center. Off for Io Bombadilli into the paint, back out. Simonette right side to Blakemore. Simonette open, left side three is good.
You feel the collective sigh of the Park Center crowd when she takes a 3 from a corner. It's almost like you can't wait to see what the result is, even you know it's going to go in. She's such a good shooter.
Over 50% on threes this year. Whitty back out. Foss with 3. Missed, rebounded by Krimble though, able to get it off for Maki. The Hicks who swing it back to Foss. And Champlin Park will reset. Great recovery defense right there. It looked like they had some numbers, maybe a swing into an open shot. Park Center does a great job. Wow, away from the ball, it's going to be on Champlin Park. We got that Simonette 3 a moment ago. And what it comes down to, John, is it's just man-to-man defense, and you get by your initial defender, and defense has to collapse. Maybe the adjustment should be Champlin Park says, hey, we're not going to leave a couple of these shooters. We trust Hannah Krimble to maybe block some of those shots, and we just can't afford to leave these open threes. They're too good of a shooting team. Io Bombadilli to Hayes, and back to Io Bombadilli. Park Center almost turning it over, but they recover. Now Simonette Off for Isle Bombadilli, in for Hayes. Turns, or missed that one off the glass and rebounded by Hicks. Champlin Park down by 12, looking for its first points of the second half.
You know, Erica Hicks has to give that ball to Hannah Krimble instead of going away from it.
Maki driving to the corner to Whitty. Whitty is fouled on her drive.
You know what I'm saying? When Hannah finally gets a seal right there and your head's not even looking at it, you gotta feed her. And what Park Center doesn't realize too, or Champlin Park, excuse me, is if Hannah Krimble gets a couple of easy buckets, it's gonna open everything else up for these guards. Easier driving lanes, better shots.
Hannah Krimble double team in the post, back out with it. Boss looking back in there, goes to Whitty.
There you go.
Back out now, Hicks for three, off the iron, not good, and rebounded by Simonette.
That's great offense, though. You played inside out, the defense collapsed, you got a great shot from a good shooter in Hicks.
Hayes hits the long two. Her third basket of the game.
You would have thought she was a guard, the way that ball came off, her release and shot, beautiful mid-range jump shot.
Biggest lead of the game now, it's 14. Krimble spinning on Hayes scores.
Yeah. That time they got it into her, she was able to go before the pressure really collapsed on her. And right now, I mean, the way she's scoring inside, they got to keep feeding it to her. She's unselfish enough, too, where she'll kick it out. There's Michaela Hayes showing her range. Not an easy shot, a contested shot. And then watch this beautiful left hand. Good, strong. My number one thing with Hannah Krimble is how much stronger she's gotten over the years. Able to kind of absorb contact, keep her balance. She's a tremendously improved player, a great all-around player. And she's going to the state where Ben & Jerry's is originated, in Vermont. When I played college basketball at the University of Delaware, we played Vermont every year. And beautiful campus, fun students. The gym was always packed, and great atmosphere. They love basketball up in Vermont. So quick timeout, too, by Champlin Park. Coach Steck maybe kind of sensing, hey, we got a good bucket. Let's regroup, settle down a little bit. We're only down 12. Obviously, a lot of game left to play.
Summer Blakemore head into the front court for Park Center. And Simonette and off for Isle Bombadilli. Goes to the basket against Krimble and draws the foul. Only the second on Krimble, and Isle Bombadilli to the line.
Well, Isle Bombadilli, you just get the feeling she could blow by the defender at any time. But that's how you attack a center right there. You don't go up soft, you go right into their chest and force them to have contact. And she earns a hard trip to the free throw line.
A tremendous sprinter for the track team in the spring, and it'll be track and field practice before you know it.
You can tell
next week.
She's a sprinter just by watching her play basketball. That second level, that gear that she's got is unbelievable.
It's the second one. It's 35-22. Simonette on Whitty. Foss in for Krimble, draws a triple team, back out, Maki three. Inside, Krimble fighting for the rebound, and it's stripped away. Schaub into the paint, back out, Simonette sets and shoots and scores.
Well, great pass by Schaub to Simonette, knowing where your teammates are. You talk about that experience of playing together, knowing where each other is. And Erica Hicks has to get up on that shot and force Simonette to drive to the basket.
Whitty, three from the corner, not good. Isle Bombadilli rebounds. Park Center will run off on the wing to Schaub. And now they'll go into the half-court set through the hands of Blakemore, but gets it back before it gets out of bounds.
You know, difference, Park Center making threes, right? Champlin taking good shots, just not able to hit them.
Schaub goes all the way through, shovels the pass off. Michael got blocked. Second try, not good, but she'll go to the line and shoot two. Hey, go back to 2 possessions ago. Krimble gets the ball inside. Triple team, had no option. Kicks it out. They got an open look at a 3, but unable to convert.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. There's a look at Ann Simonet knocking down the 3. But the last few possessions for Champlin, John, I thought were great possessions, right? Hannah got a great layup. They went right back to her. Defense collapsed. She kicks it out. Wide open look. They're just not falling. You know, and then the last possession, Hannah goes and gets an offensive. She's fighting like heck. She needs some help from someone on the perimeter here to knock some shots down.
Michael trying to knock down the second one, does for her first point. 39-22. Yeah, Whitty lost the ball, tried to throw it back to either Pollard or Maki and couldn't.
And this is where Garrett's would really come into handy because she was a very reliable ball handler. And you just get the feeling Whitty's playing a little too fast. She's not comfortable with that pressure. And it's gotten to her.
Io Bombadilli 3 is good. And 1. Foul on the play by Maki. A chance for a 4-point play for Io Bombadilli.
Well, when it rains, it pours, right, John? Io Bombadilli, not a great 3-point shooter, but she knocks it down, and on top of that, you had a foul. And this time, chance for a 4-point play, and this game is really on the verge of becoming a big-time blowout.
Well, after the shot, that's another time that we've seen that. So not a chance for a 4-point play. Timeout here for
Why wouldn't that
Champlin.
be a 4-point play?
I don't know.
I guess I don't understand the difference of, and she was in the act of shooting when she got fouled. It actually ends up being worse for Champlin Park because you get the made 3 and a possession out of it. All right.
Chris Vanderhyde making sure girls stay intense, though. He's focused in that timeout, isn't he? We're not going to let up here.
Well, you got to give, Park Center moving up a class, coming in as the 1 seed and handling business here tonight. That's a very good and tough Champlin Park team. You know, they're going to be going into that state tournament. Obviously, you have Hopkins. You're going to have St. Michael, Albertville, perhaps Eastview. You're going to have some powers in there. But I can guarantee you none of them want to see Park Center in the early rounds. That's one of those teams that, hey, we don't want any part of them if we don't have to.
Yeah, they moved up to 4A this year, but really playing the same conference schedule that they have played in the past. So that facing any different teams until they get to the postseason. That went off the hands of Io Bombadilli and a turnover by Park Center. Rebels with a lot of work to do with under 13 minutes to go now. Pollard into the front court for Champlin Park. Hicks has 8 points. Hasn't gotten going here in the second half. That shot out of bounds, missed the shot, and it's off of Fields.
You know, they're getting, like we said, good shots. That was a side screen and roll, and they pay so much attention to Krimble on the roll that she ends up getting a great 10, 12-foot jump shot. Megan Hicks, normally a very good shooter, just can't get it to fall.
Io Bombadilli comes back out into the lane, off the glass, too strong. Ball tipped in off of Park Center. Krimble fighting for the rebound. Michael's right with her, trying to fight for it. And it's last touched by the Pirates. Lydia Brecht back in and Maki out for Champlin Park. Pollard for Krimble. Down low, wide open as Brecht, and missed it in close, and then a push whistled against Io Bombadilli.
Oh, nice back baseline cut right there. Hey, you see there's some contact there after the shot. But either way, that's got to be a make, right? You know, you get a wide open layup. You haven't had a lot of easy baskets tonight, and Brecht, you know, fortunately gets to the free throw line here.
I thought the contact came after she had shot.
If the 3-point make that Io Bombadilli had, that was after, then that certainly was after. You know, and that's where you get frustrated as a coach when there's just not very much consistency. You know, everyone's going to make mistakes, bad calls here and there, but you just want consistency, and then you want an explanation when you're not quite sure why something was called.
Now Bombadilli had to sky up to get that ball before it got out of bounds. Megan Dubois right through the lane. Backs out and now gets it to Schaub. Danielle Schaub, pull-up shot. Not good. Asia Michael rebounds, blocked by Krimble, but into the hands of Simonette. And the Rebels not getting any of those loose balls, you know, after they make good stops offensively. It's back into the hands of the Pirates. Io Bombadilli drives, ran right into Krimble, lost the ball, missed the shot, and back come the Rebels.
Give it to her.
Hicks. Now it's Fields driving through traffic, off the glass, not good, rebounded by Michael. And they're going to call Michaels, I think, here for the foul. And to clear some space with her elbow. And Asia Michael will get the foul, look at it again.
Yeah, but I think it's that second one. I think you mean that first one sometimes they'll let go, but when you swing your elbows like that a second time, you know, you don't see it called very often.
Inside they go to Krimble. Simonette comes over for the double team. Back out. Three-pointer for Brecht.
Yes.
Again, what we saw earlier, that those are the shots Champlin Park needs to make when they get the double down low on Krimble. But that one, again, would not fall as one several possessions ago did not. Here's Dubois.
Well, John, I'll disagree with you. I don't think it's a double team. There are 3 or 4 players coming down to guard Hannah Krimble when she gets the ball, and she's being very unselfish. They're just not knocking shots down.
Krimble getting the block that time on Dubois. Pollard cut off by Schaub, but gets into the front court. Foul away from the ball. We've seen a lot of those fouls away from the basketball today called, mostly on Champlin Park. This one will be on Brecht, her first. Io Bombadilli picks up her dribbles, shovels it back to Simonette, and Simonette, Krimble blocks it and gets the ball. Front court, Pollard. Almost traveled. Off now for Brecht. Going baseline, kicks it back out. Hicks back for Brecht. Krimble open. Now she'll drive into the paint, take it to the basket, score it, and one.
You know, I really feel this. Hannah Krimble, I don't know if she could have had a better game, right? I mean, the few times she's getting the ball and a chance to score, she's scoring. And when she does get in the ball and the defense is collapsing, she's kicking it out. So she's had a number of blocks, rebounds. She's had a great game. Tonight she needed someone else to step up with her, and she just hasn't gotten that.
Krimble making the free throw to complete the three-point play. And then trouble for Park Center in the backcourt. And a timeout on the floor as Park Center gets the timeout. Ten minutes and 2 seconds to go. Park Center hoping to close it out here and head on to the state tournament.
You know, you look at that score, I mean, that's 15 points, right, in 10 minutes. I mean, there's certainly been bigger comebacks than that, but here's what makes it really difficult is the guard play, the speed, the athleticism. I think you give the nod to Park Center. So if Champlin tries to pick them up full court, trap them, and speed the game up, I actually think that almost hurts Champlin Park. I don't know if they have the personnel to do that. Champlin is built to really be in close games with the way they play inside out. They're not built to have to pick up full court and really speed this game up.
Rebels putting some good pressure on in the backcourt. Blakemore beats the 10 count, gets it into the front court. Dubois off for Simonette. Dubois has a lane open down the middle and then goes to Hickens in the corner. Back to Dubois. Trying to throw it across, and Pollard steals it, stepped in front of Simonette. And Simonette fouled. Foul on Simonetta is just her first of the game.
Well, that's how you do it, possession by possession. You get a turnover, now they got to convert on this end. And the problem is when you dig a 15-point lead, you got to do it a bunch of times in a row. It can't be one possession here and there. You got to win every possession.
Whitty into Krimble, back out Brecht.
Give it to her.
Back to Krimble. Fights her way in, missed the shot this time, and Hayes rebounds. She hadn't missed really inside, but that time didn't go down.
And you can tell, you know, Michaela Hayes is playing a little bit more tentatively defensively. Doesn't want to pick up that fourth foul.
Simonette off on the wing to Nickens. Dubois, pass deflected, able to get it though to Simonette. Underneath finds Michael. Good interior pass, Nickens to the basket.
Well, it's hard to play defense for 12, 14 seconds like that. Champlin did a great job staying with each other, and all of a sudden you get a little slip, a drive to the basket on the baseline, a half a second slow, and Champlin Park good enough, or Park Center good enough to make you pay.
Hicks back out, Pollard three, back iron, not good. Tip to the sideline, out of bounds off Park Center.
You just can't buy a shot from that three-point line. They're getting great looks. You know, I think Coach Steck would say these are shots that we'd love to have. As long as you get them in the flow of your offense, you're getting good looks. You're not forcing things. You're playing inside out. These are great shots. They just need to knock them down.
Hicks across to Pollard. Back off for Hicks. Hicks will drive, floater up, in and out. Krimble fights for the rebound, goes back up. That won't go. And Hayes with the defensive board for Park Center. Shaw will push it ahead for Park Center, turns it back now on Pollard, falls down, and we'll get a whistle. A little push by Pollard, helped her fall down. And that's the fourth foul now on Amanda Pollard. Inbound for Park Center. 8 minutes to go. Schaub, back out high. Nickens, and then back to Schaub. Blakemore three, not good, and rebounded by Foss.
That's a good box out when you get two of the girls on the other team down on the ground.
Hicks shot up, that's not good. Tipped out of bounds off Krimble. Erica Hicks with 8 points, but all in the first half. Had a three in the first possession, just one basket since then, and 3 free throws.
And she's getting good looks, John. I mean, she's got good drives to the basket. She's very capable of hitting that floater.
They break the press, and it's an easy layup for Dubois. As I say that, she misses. I did. And rebounded by Foss.
Park Center fans everywhere. They're mad at you right now, JJ.
Pollard, Krimble, three is good.
Well, she says if you guys can't make a three, then I'll step out. And I'll show that facet of my game. She knocks down a three.
The boy for Shaw. They break the press again. Hayes in traffic, missed the shot. Through Hayes' hand and rebounded by Hicks. He's fouled by Blakemore.
The penetrating kick. Hannah Krimble backs out and making Michaela Hayes come out and guard her, and she buries it. Maybe she should have been shooting those earlier in the game. She's been, you know, I'll say this. I don't know how more efficient she could be, right? I mean, from number of shots to what her points are to how many shots she's created for her other team and toughness on the defensive end. I mean, as a senior, win or lose, that's exactly how you want to go out of a game.
Simonette comes from behind, strips the ball away, and forces the turnover.
Didn't we see that a lot in the last game too, right? Against Osseo, where Ann Simonette just kind of jumps that high post area from the blind side, able to steal the ball away.
Blakemore, runner up and in.
And again, Champlin unable to contain the perimeter play. Blakemore able to beat her defender easily, gets all the way to the lane.
Krimble for Whitty. Whitty will drive, hands it back off for Krimble. There's Simonette getting another steal. Ahead for Schaub. Schaub shovels the pass down low for Nickens, for Hayes, spins around Krimble, not good, gets her own rebound, up and she'll go to the line for two.
Well, Megan Whitty has struggled tonight. She had, the ability to get Hannah Krimble the ball earlier in the possession. Instead, turns it over, and Michaela Hayes just relentlessly going after her rebounds, stays with it, and picks up a foul. You love that battle between those two post players, though, down low.
Hayes' first free throw is up and good. 1 out of 3 from the line tonight, and the season, 65% free throw shooter. Krimble will get a brief rest with 3 fouls. Second one by Hayes, also good.
Well, she's shown a nice shooting touch, too, today. Knocked down that long jump shot. Looked great there on a couple of free throws.
We're under 6 minutes to go. Hicks will drive. Foss, 3-ball. In and out. Markey rebounds. Gets it off for Whitty. Up and in.
Great effort. Great hustle by Maki to find Whitty. And I like Whitty didn't hesitate there, John. She caught it, went right up with it. Hits a nice shot.
Simonette for Hayes is open on the block.
Do you see the difference in which Michaela Hayes shoots that when Hannah Krimble's out of the game? She's not worried about anybody on this court blocking her shot. There's a great effort by Maki over to Whitty for the basket. And I want you to see Michaela Hayes here. Look at her take her time. She didn't rush that. She was not worried about anyone blocking her shot. That's the difference when you get a shot blocker out of the game.
Corner is Foss. Pollard swinging to Maki into Whitty. Going baseline, blocked by Hayes out of bounds. Three-pointer up and in for Hicks, and a timeout, a full timeout by Champlin Park.
Oh, and you love it that Champlin Park still executing nice screen-the-screener play. Hicks down a big 3, and really Hicks' first perimeter shot since the first play of the game. You can tell she's got a nice shot. You can tell she's a very capable shooter. Sometimes you just have those nights where they're just not falling.
Well, 50-35, 5:05, and you get to a point for Champlin Park. You only have so many possessions left in the game, and Park Center handles the ball well enough where you feel that the lead, I'm sure Chris Vanderhyde doesn't say our lead's safe, but you get the feeling that they're going to be able to hold this margin.
Well, and it's kind of like Wyzetta the other night, girls, when they got down to Hopkins, they start pressing Hopkins, and the lead actually increased because Hopkins is built to play that way. Same with here, Park Center, the reason they're really good, they obviously have a great center, but they have really good guard play, smart guard play. And they're quick, and they all handle the ball. And you take Champlin, who's already given up, athleticism and quickness on the perimeter. Now you extend it out even more. We saw what happened. You saw the wide open layup that Park Center, even though they missed it, they were able to break the press. So that's the one thing tonight that you didn't want to play out if you're Champlin Park, was getting down big, where you now you're forced to play maybe outside of your comfort zone a little bit and into another team's strength.
Blake Moore bringing up the sideline. Wide open is Osseo Bombadelli.
And that's case in point.
Great job breaking the press. And the lead is 17.
I thought you were going to say great job of breaking the game down.
Well, always, Brian. And then a steal, and Osseo Bombadelli's got 4 quick points in about 10 seconds. Out of that timeout, Park Center ends up with 2 quick baskets. They're going to foul on the perimeter on Blakemore.
When you can see too, Champlin just unable to win those individual perimeter matchups. They don't have a guard right now that has a quickness advantage that can get into the lane and really cause havoc. There's a couple of easy baskets there for Osseo Bombadelli.
Lob down low, trying to get it to Krimble. Osseo Bombadelli helping out Hayes defending, knocked it out of bounds.
And that's the right play. That pass got to be delivered on the spot where Hannah can catch that and be in a position to score.
Three-pointer for Pollard is good. Amanda Pollard, a player that'll be back next year, just a sophomore, has got 8 points.
Well, and they're starting to knock some of those threes down from the perimeter. There's a timeout for Park Center.
Pirate timeout with 4:18 to go.
Well, you see a great down screen by Gabby Maki. And Pollard comes right off. She buries it. She's played with good energy tonight. She hasn't scored a lot, but she's been involved in a lot of the plays. She's kind of that energy player for them, if you will. And I'll tell you what, this is a different game. If they shoot the way they've shot the last few minutes, they shoot that way throughout the game. This is a much, much different basketball game.
Osseo boys basketball team losing its first game of the season tonight in the Class 4A semifinals.
Yeah.
Lost to Lakeville North by 4.
Wow.
30-1 now as they go to the third place game on Saturday.
Yeah, that Lakeville North, they got some, you did the game yesterday against Maple Grove. They have good talent. They got a coach, and they've been there and done that before.
Right.
They're one of those teams that you just, come playoff time, they just know how to get it done. And it's really too bad because I love watching Osseo play. The way they play, the no one cares who gets the credit, and the unselfishness is just, it's a lot of fun to watch. It's refreshing, and really bummed to see that they lost the game.
Under 4 minutes to go. Park Center been to the state tournament just twice before, the last 2 years. Both in Class 3A, won the championship. This will be the third trip in team history, and all these girls very much have been part of it as freshmen. And now juniors as Schaub hits that shot.
How many of those mid-range jumpers do you think she's had tonight? At least 3 or 4.
Around the rim, and that one drops for Hicks. Inbound by the Pirates for Simonet. Able to get it into Io Bombadilli. Splits the defense.
Well, there's that track talent that you're talking about. She gets a seam, she just explodes through there.
A foul out top on Maki. Park Center into the bonus. Io Bombadilli go to the line for a 1-and-1. Bombadilli 2 for 3 from the free throw line today. And that banked in 3 with about 35 seconds to go against Osseo that lifted them to the win against the Orioles to get them tonight. And they have played a tremendous game, I think, from start to finish this evening.
The comment I thought of when she made that, you remember when Paul Pierce last year in the playoffs made a shot, and the guy asked him, did you call bank? And he said, no, I called game.
Pass ahead as they get the run out. Dubois can't get the shot to go, and Krimble rebounds. Ahead for Pollard, and then back into the front court. Off the glass, that won't go. Dubois rebounds for the Pirates. Pass ahead, and Simonet back to the front court. Io Bombadilli on the wing to Hayes. Inside, off the glass, and one.
Beautiful footwork again. And again, Michaela Hayes, when Hannah Krimble hasn't been down there, she goes right to work. I mean, she just her length, and there's some contact in the lower body there. You know, there's certain things you can't teach. One of them is being 6'1" and long, but the part of that, everyone says, oh, you're tall, you should be able to do that. No, that's excellent footwork and coordination to be able to do that with that length and be able to hold your balance and your power, take contact and finish. I mean, there's a lot of skill that goes into that.
Schaub gets a steal. Another turnover for Champlin Park. Park Center's defense has been outstanding tonight. Active hands are put a lot of pressure on the ball, Ryan.
Well, so you did their first meeting earlier in the year, correct, John?
Yes.
It was 44-42. I mean, what?
It was not a great game. I thought it was really a poor game by both teams. Io Bombadilli with a 3 here.
I mean, was it defensively a great game?
I think it was just not a good offensive game, yeah.
And I think tonight, I don't know how much more Park Center could be as far as efficient-wise. Their guards are getting to spots. They're driving and kicking. They've knocked down a bunch of threes. I'll tell you, that's what's dangerous in the playoffs. When you have great guards, As you can see, the seniors checking out for Champlin Park.
Bree Foss, Hannah Krimble coming out.
What a career for all three of them, but
Megan Whitty, yep.
That's, I remember losing in the state semifinals as a senior, and you come out and you just know it's over, and it's an awful feeling. It's a hard feeling, and you start flashing through all the memories, especially for people that have been playing as freshmen or sophomores. You just, to know it's over, and you can see just raw emotion. That's what high school sports is about. They care so much, right? It's not about money or contracts or this. It's about playing for your friends, your family, your classmates, your parents.
Scramble for the ball, and finally get a tie-up. Held ball to be Champlin Park keeping possession.
A great hustle by Taylor Fields getting on the floor. The other part of it, too, is a lot of these girls played travel together since they were 4th and 5th grade.
And Simonetto come out and get a hand from the Pirates fans that are near us.
I love how she plays, don't you? I mean, she's tough and smart and just a great shooter.
Izzy Ashburn is in for Champlin Park as Fields missed that shot, gets tied up with Michael. Also Josie Johnson, a couple of freshmen in now for Champlin Park. And get free throws at the other end here for Park Center. Michael fouled by Fields. Tenth team foul. It's a double bonus time for Michael and the Pirates. In and out. Now it comes Io Bombadelli, who's had another outstanding game, I think, tonight for the Pirates.
And she's really kind of their wild card, I think, because she, you think of Hopkins and Eastview and St. Michael, Albertville. They got some great athletes, but Io Bombadelli is kind of that one that can really match up with anybody on the perimeter from a speed and quickness standpoint.
Katie Cummings in for Champlin Park. Cheyenne Nickens in for Park Center at that last whistle. I know a minute and a half to go and out of bounds. Park Center plays well like they did tonight. Great team game. They will be a tough out in the state tournament.
Oh, yeah. And I can promise you that if they don't get seeded, none of those top seeds are going to want to play them. Because you just don't know. If they come out and shoot like they did tonight, with that kind of guard play, you got Michaela Hayes size-wise to kind of match up. I mean, they kind of are that complete team where they could beat any. I'm not saying they're going to win it or they're the best team, but their best is going to be most people's average. You know what I mean? And
right.
I can guarantee you that no one will want to see them, especially with their state championship pedigree.
45 seconds to go.
I think you got to give Chris Vanderheide a lot of credit too. He's been unbelievable as far as winning state championships, getting these girls to buy in to their roles and playing good team basketball. He seems like a positive, happy guy. The girls seem to really enjoy him, so hats off to him.
Naomi Fields is also in for Park Center. I mentioned everybody who gets into the game here now for Champlin Park. Megan Munichie, sophomore, will come in for the Rebels. Also Michaela Johnson.
I thought for sure that Coach Vanderheide had jinxed the team without that sweater vest tonight. But they overcame that obstacle.
So now he knows he's got wardrobe options when he gets to state. Yeah. Turnover, and it's back to Park Center. DuBois will inbound. We saw her older sister McKenna at halftime, and her college team still playing. She's a freshman at University of St. Thomas, continuing in the NCAA Division III tournament.
Yep.
Final seconds, final possession for Park Center. Under 10 to go. Danielle Schaub holding. 3 seconds. And the Park Center Pirates are headed back to Minneapolis in the state girls basketball tournament.
You got to be careful on those hog piles, John. It begins on Tuesday, March 15th. Section 5 4A champions, the Park Center Pirates. What a scene, and then always there's the flip side of that, the emotion of having your season, and in the seniors' case, their career has come to an end.
Yeah, Champlin Park really a good run to get to this section final after losing one of the best players early in the season. About a third of the way in, they come back, knock off a Roseville team that was a higher seeded team on Saturday, win 19 games for the year, but they didn't have it tonight. And credit Park Center actually for really having a complete game tonight.
Yeah, I think Park Center wins that matchup probably 7 out of 10 times, especially when their guards play as well as they did tonight. When they can shoot like that, and you have a girl like Michaela Hayes on the inside, they're a tough out. They're a tough team to beat. And again, I know I've said it all broadcast, but I couldn't have been more impressed with Hannah Krimble and the way she played tonight as well.
Pirates will celebrate. Trophy presentation coming up. We're going to take a break. We'll come back and hear from a couple of the winning Pirates in a moment. They are back to the state tournament. Section 5 champions, the Park Center Pirates. We'll wrap things up from Anoka High School after this timeout.
Good one, son.
Last summer, my new dad took me on vacation. First, we went deep sea fishing. Wow!
I'm so proud of you, son.
And then we went on Thunder Shark. That was awesome! Let's go again. 3 times. I gotta say, it was pretty cool.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Oh, not again.
Park Center Pirates are champions of Section 5 4A for 2016. They head back to the state tournament for the first time in Class 4A in the 3rd year in a row. Welcome back to Anoka High School. John Jacobson joined by head coach Chris Vanderhyde and Danielle Schaub and Michaela Hayes. Danielle, first of all, congratulations. 3rd year in a row, what does it feel like?
I mean, it feels better the 3rd time. I mean, doing it again with these girls, it's just an incredible feeling.
Talk about tonight's game, about overall every facet of the game. You girls played well.
Yeah, our game plan our coaches got for us really put us in a good position. We executed it really well.
What did you want to do and feel you needed to do against Champlin Park to win tonight that you maybe didn't do the first time when you played them?
We didn't shut down Hannah Krimble the first time, but then we really kind of like shook her up a little bit this game, which helped us.
Did it help having been in this situation before and all the playoff experience that you girls have had?
Yeah, I feel like experience is always a good factor on our side, and I think it helped us a lot tonight.
On to the state tournament, now a 4A field. You've played some of those teams and probably seen some more. What do you expect down from at Target Center with those clubs?
I think they'll all be good games, and hopefully we can get the W.
Congratulations. Enjoy the weekend. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Michaela Hayes, you got into some foul trouble early. Were you worried at all when you went out with that 3rd foul and how your team would respond?
Yeah, I didn't mean to get 3 fouls in the beginning, but when I came out, I had no doubt that we were going to have any problems coming out because our team has been playing really good the whole first half, so I didn't think we were going to have any problems.
Team play, a big key tonight, I thought, and team defense, right?
Yeah, we made sure we got on our shooters because that was the main key of the game, the people that can shoot, and shutting down Hannah Krimble because she's also a really good player, and I think we executed that really well.
Offensively, it's nice to have great outside shooters, isn't it?
Yeah, being able to pass it into me inside and kicking it out, I can definitely rely on them because they always make it.
Yeah, the tough semifinal win against Osseo. Was it nice to have a close game like that, relax you maybe a little bit coming into this one?
Yeah, it's always fun playing at Osseo. It's always a really competitive game, and so that we won, it just all made us way happier.
I asked Danielle, but what was the difference this time against Champlin Park that you didn't execute the first time around?
Yeah, well, like I said, Hannah Krimble is a really talented player, so we had to stop her this time, and they also have a lot of shooters, so after the first time when we played them, we worked on it the whole time to practice, getting ready for them again. I think we did it really well this game and fixed it.
On to the state tournament, what's the emotion like for you?
Really happy. I'm glad we won again.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Coach Vanderhyde, I asked Michaela about it. Going out with 3 fouls, you don't know how your team's going to react after that, but they really closed out that first half strong.
Yeah, well, Charles Nickens came in and did a great job defensively on Hannah and still made it tough for her. We were still able to double team her. And the thing that we were able to do offensively, spread them out a little more, attack the rim. So it worked out to our advantage, actually.
The defense it seems like it's always strong, but I thought it was especially strong tonight. Got a lot of steals, players coming around, stealing the ball, and creating turnovers.
Yeah, the girls were amped, and they played with a sense of purpose. We talked about that before the game, and so they executed the game plan. They didn't just know what they had to do, but they knew why they wanted to do it, and that's what we talked about. They executed it well.
You've had a lot of games this year, close to 30. Is this as well as you've played? In a big, obviously in a big stage here, but as well as you've played overall?
Well, I think we've been playing really well lately. I think we still have some room to grow, but the way we've been playing in February and March has been constantly escalating our game and the way we're able to play. We got to continue that going into next week, but I'm really happy with the way we played today.
The girls responded well. They didn't seem to feel any pressure coming into this game. It didn't play that way, at least.
No, they were loose before the game, and they seemed like they were ready to go. And they played loose and they played free, which is the way they play. And it was balanced offensive attack, so there was no particular pressure on one person, and everybody was able to contribute.
You go into the 4A tournament now. What are your expectations there? A little different field of teams that you've played the last 2 years.
Yeah, the thing is, a lot of teams that are in there, we've played them this year. So we know what to expect. We know what kind of teams we're going to be playing, and just wait to see what kind of seed we get. But there's a lot of good teams, and it's going to be a really fun tournament.
Congratulations on another section championship. Good luck in Minneapolis.
Cool. Thanks, John.
Chris Vanderhyde, head coach of the Park Center Pirates, and champions of Section 5 4A this year, and on to the state tournament where they open play Tuesday at the Target Center. That'll do it for our telecast. We'll have state tournament coverage next week as Park Center heads on to state. Stay tuned for Channel 12 and 12.tv for coverage of that. For Ryan Iverson and all of our crew tonight here at Anoka, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks so much for tuning in. Park Center advances on to state. They beat Champlin Park for the section championship. Three is good.